Hi Taurus, this is Psychic Consultants. I'm Agatha, and this is your 2016 full year reading. I'm going to lay out the cards in 3 rows of 4 cards, representing 1 card for each month, and then I'm going to pull an overall theme card from the Tantric Dakini Oracle and see what that has to say for the year. Okay. Okay, so we have the 9 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, the World, the 7 of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Magician, the Hierophant, the Hanged Man in reverse, the 9 of Wands, and the Star. Okay, so immediately we can see that the year is going to start out with a little bit of feeling a bit worrisome, feeling a bit anxious, and really not feeling secure at all. But this is, and as the reading kind of goes on, I can see this is completely unfounded. This is not, there is no reason for you to be feeling this way, really. It's all in your mind. And with this 9 of Swords, it generally is, for me, all in the mind, all the issues. And so it's just about you really getting control of your own thoughts, because it's your thoughts that are causing you all these issues and not what's really going on. What's really going on is just not available to you when you're having all these kind of negative thoughts about things, and just allowing negativity to like run away with you, and allowing your thoughts to kind of run away in this negative way. Maybe something happened towards the end of last year or over the holiday period or something that you're worrying about, or money or anything really. And I'm getting quite a bit of money through with this, but just don't worry about it. Worrying about it is not going to do anything. And so, yeah, because it's coupled with this five of Pentacles, which is a kind of card, a bit of destitution and lack. I do feel as though that is the problem, that you're kind of having all these, towards the whole beginning of the year, you're having all these thoughts of lack and insecurity, and just kind of looking in the wrong direction, though, because in both of these cards for me, there's a lot, the opportunities are there, but you just can't see them. Like in this card, they're kind of like looking very poor and not very happy and ill and down in the dumps, but there's all this kind of wealth just here, and they're walking past it. They're not looking at it, they're not seeing it. And as long as you allow your thoughts to take over and run away with them, as I said, you're not going to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And this is just a message to let you know that there is light at the end of the tunnel if you care to look for it. So just just be aware of that. And my advice would be just to focus on that. Focus on the opportunities that are there, and that will be a lot easier, and you'll come out of that quite quickly. Though I do feel it's going to take you a couple of months to kind of like get through it. But the next card following on from that is the World. So which basically is, for me, like the world is at your feet. So whatever's going on at the beginning of the year, and it could be anything, and it might just feel like everything goes wrong and nothing's working out, and you're feeling really isolated, and like nothing's really happening, and money feels really tight, or just there's lack. You're just feeling this real sense of lack, and there's like things aren't really going the way you want them to. Do not let that get you down too much, because it's not going to carry on forever, and the world will become available to you by the spring. So it could also just be that winter doesn't suit you. You don't like winter, and it feels like you're stuck in a bit of winter. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it is the winter months. But yeah, it is just whatever, like emotionally, psychologically, is feeling a bit like a winter for you, and you're not feeling very abundant. But don't worry, because there's a huge amount of abundance around you in every single capacity, emotionally, physically, materially. You have everything. Creatively, you have everything you need, and you will step into that in March. So March is going to be a really great month. The spring, I feel, is going to be really, really great, powerful kind of time, and there'll be a lot of you'll be able to look back, and there'll be much more abundance. This is the Seven of Pentacles, is a card of kind of wealth and looking at everything that you've achieved. So it won't last long, that little period. It might just be, I mean, for a lot of people, it's the holiday period, and they spend lots of money, and you don't really have much money, you don't really enjoy that, and then, but you know, things will build up, and you'll get back into the swing of things by the spring. And then yeah, so a little bit of slow beginning of the year, and the first quarter might be a little bit slow. But then I feel like the middle of the year is really going to be a lot going on. We've got these two knights here, so there could be a fiery energy coming in with this Knight of Wands. Could be someone in your life that is a fire sign, so that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That kind of comes charging in, giving you a bit of extra energy, or it could just be that you are feeling really energetic and fiery and passionate in May. So, and then coupled, when the nights come together, I always feel as though they're kind of in a bit of a pair on their horses. So you've got the Knight of Pentacles as well. So it's a lot of energy coming in, or messages coming in that that are, you know, that are to do with wealth and abundance and vitality and passion. So it's like I feel as though there's this big surge of energy around May, June, that really kind of grabs hold of you. And there is this fire here, so there's like a fire kind of person that may inspire you to that, and maybe you may even develop some kind of partnership with them that could end up being quite fruitful. I feel like there's a kind of like a team. These knights are kind of like a team that's on your side, which is very cool. And then they kind of create this big Ace of Wands energy, which is like huge creative power and ideas. And this is kind of like the fertility card as well. So this is a card of creation. So if you are up for, you know, maybe getting pregnant, that could easily happen over kind of the July period. But if not, it's really this kind of, it's like all this energy comes in with these nights, and then you just kind of like, wow, and you've got this like wand, and you feel as though you can really do anything that you want. And this will carry on into August, because it's just mirrored here, and the magician's holding this wand here, up here, and he has dominion over all the all the suits, all the like four corners of the world, which you have up here. So this kind of middle period of the year is really exciting, and lots of energy from different areas moving in, and you feeling extremely creative. And this Magician card is another card of creation, of manifestation, and of I just feel like there's a lot of just really vibrancy in you and connectedness, and you're really just feeling very powerful, as though things are all lined up in a really great way. And then following on from that, so moving into kind of autumn in the northern hemisphere, or spring in the southern, we've got the Hierophant. So I think I'm really feeling that this is a card of commitments and family. This is a card of family for you. It's like I feel as though suddenly family is going to become very important, and that this Hierophant represents you and your energy and wanting to not control but be of service in quite a, not strict, but a kind of structured way. So you will want to kind of be of service to others that maybe need reining in a bit. And I feel like there's some kind of role that you will need to play around this time. The energy stops moving outward and goes more inward, and rather than you getting out there and doing your thing and creating what you want, this is about you becoming of service to others rather than of yourself. For the September kind of month period moving into. And that follows with the Hanged Man in reverse. So I think you're going to feel a little bit frustrated because a lot of responsibility so this is the word that I want, is responsibility. So there's a lot of responsibility that comes in September. And then you're feeling a bit annoyed about it. But I think it will be quite easily overturned, but I just don't feel like you will know that, and so it won't. Your frustration about not being able to get on with things that you want to get on because you've got to get on with, because you have all these responsibilities, is going to keep you hanging, and rather than moving forward with things. And so this energy kind of starts moving a little bit backwards, and you come up against a little bit of conflict, but this just is a sign to just stand your ground, keep going, because I think I feel like something's going to happen which will be good for you. And at the time it won't feel that way, and I just feel like it's in response to this kind of huge amount of forward moving creative energy that happens in the middle, and then suddenly it seems to like stop, and you've got all these responsibilities, and you're like, oh, and it feels stagnant, and it feels like you're not moving. But don't worry about it, just carry on, stand your ground, carry on. Put your wand in the sand, and keep going. And if you need support from other people, then this is like November. There's a lot of support around you. You're surrounded by wands, but there's for me this can be kind of like, it's just energy. You're surrounded with a lot of good, powerful, passionate, fiery energy. So let yourself be supported. You've got this this kind of team behind you. So don't worry about that. And everything will work out. Whatever if anything kind of happens that feels a little bit negative in regard to this card, the consequence, I do think I see this Hierophant related to this last December star card, is that it creates this beautiful feeling of peace and prosperity and power in a very gentle, beautiful way. So it's like the lessons that you'll learn because of this responsibility will really bring out the best of you in the situation and your life and your family. I feel like it's some kind of like family thing that it is, but it will end up in a really beautiful way. It will end. Yeah, and it will be directly because of this responsibility that you find this creative, powerful peace. So I'm just going to look at the cards and just see if there's anything else coming through. No, I think that's it. If you look at the major arcanas, you've got some great creative, very powerful kind of energy going on with like all the four corners of the world really are at your mercy, because the world coupled with the magician is very, very powerful in terms of you creating what you want and you being able to just kind of like dip into all the four corners of the world and all the four, the pentacles, the cups, the swords, the wands are all at your mercy here, and like the world is at your mercy. So and then finishing with the star card, I mean, it's really looking good. And just this Hanged Man in reverse, if at any point throughout the year things seem to just feel a bit as though they're stagnating or they're not moving forward, they're not going as fast as you would like, you can turn that around really quickly. Any problems that you have this year are all in your head. And you have the power to overturn it. You have the power of the magician to manifest anything you want. So really, and yeah, just watch your thoughts, because what you think you create. So no matter what's going on, understand that your thoughts can overturn it and change everything. I'm going to take a card from the Tantric Dakini Oracle, which is a new deck that I'm getting into, so I'm not exactly sure what all of the cards mean, so I'm going to go into the book to check for the card that we get. It's strange. I'm going to go. So we have number 44, Heart Drop. So that's really interesting. I'll just look into the book to see what it has to say. Heart Drop bears the number 44, signifying initiation into a mystic or higher aspect of the self. According to the classification by elements, this is a water card, normally related to the suit of cups in the minor arcana of the traditional tarot. This is the meaning of a distillation of experience and the joy of realization. Excuse me. This card represents the power of the heart as the seat of wisdom. Wow, so this is about you some of your ideas softening this year, about you really moving into your heart space in a way that maybe for the first time you feel is actually useful, rather than seeing it as a setback or a waste of time. And I know that sometimes, Taurus, we don't like to really look at our emotions because they seem a bit overwhelming. And I think it's because Taurus has a really powerful, beautiful heart space, and it can feel a bit overwhelming. So it's a lot easier to just kind of look at things a bit practically, or just kind of get on with things, rather than allow our hearts to guide us. But throughout this year, it will be the bringing together of the heart and the mind. So your thoughts, basically, yeah, it's really about aligning your thoughts with your heart, allowing your heart to guide you in the decisions that you make. And this makes complete sense. It's just all about how what's going to cause you any problems this year is your thinking, overthinking or not thinking in a necessarily a positive way. But when those things happen, just move into your heart space and let your heart make the decisions, and then everything will go right. Then the world is at your feet. Then you are the magician. Then you are the star. And you have all these cards here anyway, but it really is just about, if you can realign yourself with your heart space, then all these things will just become so much more apparent, and any little setbacks, because that's just life. It's like the ocean. It moves forwards and backwards, and it's just waves, and sometimes it feels like the wave has moved really far backwards and everything seems like it's going wrong, but it's not really, because the wave is just getting ready to rush forward again. And this is kind of just how everything works. But from your heart space, you can see that everything is right, everything is good, everything is just movement, and that's what's going to be going through for you for this year. So that's lovely. Okay, so if you would like a private, much more detailed yearly reading, please email me, and all details will be below the video. Otherwise, I hope you have an incredible year of 2016. I will be uploading monthly readings for each sign, so I'll be uploading January soon. Otherwise, thank you very much. Subscribe if you want to get the readings as they come, and hopefully I shall see you soon. Take care.